Hey. I know I come on here a lot and talk about finding courage and push through and just do what you're called to do. And I'm having a moment right now to where I have this nagging feeling that I need to do something, and I'm like, I'm not going to. And it's me talking back to spirit, going, no, you can't make me. And the thing is, you can make me, and you can make my life miserable until I do. And I don't want to. And I feel like a little kid again at this moment, where I'm like, no, I don't want it. I don't, because it's being vulnerable. It's reaching out. It's letting people know we think about them when we want them to believe we've moved on from them, or and it doesn't always have to be about love, right? It doesn't always have to be, it can be family, it can be friends, it can be just somebody you went to school with a long, long time ago, or somebody you just met in passing and swapped numbers, or whatever it is. Their initials could be tattooed on your back coincidentally, and you never knew it till you met them, and then now you're like, man, I'm branded with this person's initials on my back for the rest of my life, because now I know them, and I know that that's what that's tied to because they pointed it out. But when it comes down to reaching out, and I'm telling spirit, no, I don't want to. I don't want to make a fool of myself. I don't want to open that can of worms again. And I'm coming on here sharing this with all of you because this is a moment I'm going through right now. And I even stopped for a second and said, okay, turn everything off and give me the guidance. And everything was so still, and that didn't give me an answer. And I know I have to be patient. Life is about being patient, and it's so fucking hard to be patient. I'm tired of being patient. It's like I want to be in the chocolate factory now. I want to have all of the yippies and the goodies and the hee-haws and the everything, the champagne glass of bubbly. We all want to feel good. And a lot of us are stuck in situations where we don't feel good. And the fear of that change keeps us in that situation. But then the fear of what you got to do to go into another situation. And then we just back standing like statues, like, I don't know what to do. And I know it'll work itself out. Everything works itself out. If it doesn't, then it blows up. You get a tower moment, and it's going to work out no matter how it goes. You might have to work back to get to where you were, but it's going to work out, right? So, like I said, I'm sharing my moment with you of my, yes, no, dude, don't, why, no, stop it, leave me alone. And it's I'm trying to put this into a comical sense for you because it's kind of how I feel right now, but also for you to understand that I know you go through these things too. I know that we all run into people that put a mark on our heart, and they don't necessarily destroy us, or they do make us think, and that's the purpose of meeting some people. And it's crazy because I've met so many people since I left my kid's dad, and all of them say the same thing. If we would have met at a different time. And I have to remind everybody, divine timing is the time. And the best way to be prepared for it, to never be caught off guard, is to always be prepared. And you do that by being your best self. You do that by putting your best foot forward. You do that by having healthy habits. You do that by having clear thoughts. You do that by approaching life with good intentions. And there is no time like the present. And it just seems, it's so crazy though, because I'm still being told by people that I know, oh, I'm just waiting for the right time. And I'm like, there's no right time. What are you're waiting for the time to run out? Because that's the only good time, when there is no time, because time is constraining, right? Time doesn't make you choose. Time doesn't make you feel anything. Time, or the lack of time, I should say. So when it comes down to it, when we're dealing with time, we have so much in a day, and that's how we can be successful, or we make choices within these time frames of when we're awake. And oddly, when you're asleep, the things that you don't want to deal with can approach you in your dreams. And that actually is what initiated this, me wanting to reach out to somebody. If I want to say it was like almost 2 months ago, I wanted to reach out. And I even emailed and said, hey, will you call me? Because I don't know their phone number. And they responded back, what do you want? Or what do you need? It wasn't extremely harsh, but it was like, no, I'm going to leave that alone. But I had a dream about this person's son and them. And I had also found a driver's license on the ground in a place that I would go sit on my lunch break. And it was tied to this person. And I was like, what the hell? Like all of these things pushing me to contact this person. And I refused, and I was like, And finally I did. And in the very end of that messaging, very short messaging, all I could say was, never mind, I figured it out. It's fine. I don't need anything. And bottled everything back up inside and pushed it back down and just kept going on with my day-to-day life. But there's this nagging feeling still of like, just reach out. No. Just reach out. I'm not going to. And the thing about me is I'm so stubborn. I'm so stubborn I could be standing in the castle burning down going, I ain't leaving, it's my fucking castle. and burn up with it, the captain going down with the ship. But that's who I've always been. And I know I need to soften myself as a person. I know I need to be a little bit more flexible and vulnerable. And it's so hard. It's hard because it's how we get hurt, right? It's hard because when we put ourselves out there, then that's, you can be told no. Or you could be told yes and then taken on the hellacious ride of your life and be like, why the fuck did I initiate that? Oh my God, I should have left that way back where I left it a long time ago. And it's just so many choices in life as an adult. When you're a kid, you don't pick the brand of diapers that you wear. You don't pick the kind of food you get to eat. You don't pick what playground they take you to. You don't pick anything about your life. You pick the moments you get to cry. That's about it. So it's hard growing up. For any of my viewers that are younger, because I know some of y'all have got to be younger and don't have kids. Maybe you do have kids. I don't know. But if you're anything like I was, you're like, man, I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to get to make my own choices. And my life's going to be easy and fun. And that's not how it works. That is not how any of this works. The older you get, the more responsibilities you get. Then you have to start making decisions of the heart and then taking leaps of faith and doing things that will affect your life. And I have 2 teenagers right now watching me like, oh no, there she goes again. Oh, no, my mom's not single. No, she's got us. Like they don't want to be involved in any situation involving my life. And I get it. It's the shit show called Sheena. And it's because I am an overgiver. It is because I love too deep. It is because I'm too trusting. It is because I will help somebody even if it puts me in a bind. And these are things that I've had to break within myself. Bad habits, self-sabotage, just the adamant no. I'm not going to. You can't make me. And I'm still standing firm in that right now, that like, no, I'm going to do what I'm comfortable doing. And I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't care, Spirit. You can't. And I know right now, my head held low, I'm going to listen to the guidance that I'm given. And right now, this is just me venting it out to get that courage, right? Almost like, come on, you got it. You got this. You can do this. And just beating myself up going, it's going to be all right. No matter what the outcome is, it's going to be okay. Because the thing also is, I don't put my heart into any situation. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's the same thing. You don't completely just invest in something and then be like, that's it, and we'll see where this is going to go. Because you could plant a seed in the mud and get nothing out of it. So you've got to be careful where you're planting seeds, what you're trying to initiate in life, when you're saying no, when you're saying yes. I mean, there's a lot of things that we've got to, yes, proceed with caution, but at the same time, we have to have that faith. And I keep going on about this faith, right? This leap, just do it. And it's not always that easy. It was so much easier to quit my job. It was so much easier to get a new job. It was so much easier to kick out the deadbeat boyfriend and be like, sure, I'm done with that. Nah. You want to come back? Nah, sorry about that. Not sorry. You go on your way. I'm already going on mine. So it's easier to be available to yourself than to be vulnerable with someone else. And I know life shouldn't always be the easy route, and it's the longer journey, the more difficult path that often brings the better rewards. And that's the hard part, because now you have to go down that dark, scary alley, or that deep, dark, thick, wooded forest, and go, what next? And it's like when someone asked me one time, do you want to go for a ride and we'll go talk? And I said, yeah, that's fine. And we were not on the best terms at this time, So they take me driving like a maniac down all these wooded roads. And I know they knew what they were going to make me think, which was, I don't know if I'm going to come back from this. I think they're taking me to kill me. And I know that was their intention at the time, because they were pissed off at me. And I remember pulling up next to a lake and sitting and talking in the dark, not really being able to see each other's faces, but feeling the intense emotion and the tones with one another, and knowing that was like the final hurrah. And it was such a surreal moment, because it was dealing with somebody who at that time, I knew who they were to me, but I also knew where we were. And it was very difficult knowing I was letting go of a soulmate, somebody that was not ready for the gift that they had asked for. And I want to tell you, you're going to encounter a lot of people in your life. And believe it or not, you will encounter multiple soulmates. I didn't know we had more than one. Some are karmic, some are twin, some are just a regular soulmate. You have all these different pieces of you that you will meet. Some of them will feel so much like home to you because they are home to you. But the whole thing is, their home, what they bring back home could be the need for extermination, or not ready to come together yet, because they have lessons to learn, you have lessons to learn, you both have lessons to learn. There's growth to be had before a union can occur. And that's the difficult side, because it's been almost 2 years of really no contact with that person, and them interfering with my thoughts from time to time. I'm sure there's still a kinetic connection, entering in my dream state, seeing signs and synchronicities, and still being like, nope, I'm not doing it. And I'm only sharing this with everyone because at some point in your life, you will find yourself on this journey. And there's actually a lot of people on YouTube that is their forte. That is what they deal with directly. Being twin flame, soulmates, karmic soulmates, just all the little aspects of coming into union with your divine counterpart. And so if you're ever needing guidance, you can go look that up, and other people can help direct you. I've actually watched a lot of people that have helped inform me about my situation. And, we can get into other situations and convince ourselves that this is my happily ever after. But it's like Jasmine marrying Jafar rather than Aladdin. And in the end, you're like, wait, that wasn't right. So don't settle, and kind of try to drop the expectations. And if you want to fight something so hard, just sit, mull it over, and let spirit talk to you, which is what I'm about to go do even more before I sit here and just dig my heels in and go, not today, not today, you can't make me. Because I don't like to talk back to my superiors. I don't. And if I'm being called to be vulnerable, so be it. It's not going to break me. It might shake me, but it won't break me. So I'm going to leave it on that for now. And peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.